Cayo Perico is the easiest way to make $1 million in well under 1 hour, and while it's been the preferred grinding method for tens of thousands of players over the years, there are some who still find the setups for Cayo Perico to be impossibly challenging and can't seem to do it properly. Either that, or they end up wasting 2 hours on a heist that can be done in less than half the time. Well, I've got good news for you guys, because in today's video, I will show you exactly how to do all of the prep work for Cayo Perico in 45 minutes or less, guaranteed. And if you follow my advice in this video, you'll be able to do it in under 40 minutes in many cases. Then the finale shouldn't take you any more than 10 minutes if you follow the path that I'll show you later in the video. But first, we're gonna need two very important vehicles before we start grinding Cayo Perico in its most meta fashion. The first being the Sparrow helicopter, because it's actually faster than the Oppressor Mark II for traveling around the map. And the second vehicle is the Phantom Wedge for the long fin approach vehicle prep. I know a lot of folks like to use the Kasatka as the approach vehicle, but not only is the long fin prep mission easier, but the boat itself is faster for moving around the island. There is, however, one scenario where the Kasatka is a better approach, and that's if you get both paintings in El Rubio's office. In that case, you don't need to go to the airstrip at all. You can just enter through the drainage tunnel, grab both your primary and secondary loot from the same building, and get the heck out of there before anyone notices you. But I'm considering the average loot situation here, which is either you get no paintings or just one painting. In those cases, it's much better to grab your secondary from the airstrip first, and then head to the main compound in your long fin. That's the situation you'll find yourself in probably 90% of the time, so invest in a vehicle cargo warehouse and then grab a Phantom Wedge for $2.5 million. By the way, you can also unlock a trade price of $1.9 million for the Phantom Wedge by doing its special vehicle work mission from your CEO office computer. And finally, this should go without saying, but unless you want griefers messing with your prep missions, please do all of this in an invite-only lobby. You're gonna thank me later for that. Alright, now it's time to actually start our prep work, and for this, I'm assuming you've completed at least one run of Cayo, in which case you'll be able to skip some cutscenes, and your submarine's fast travel costs will go down to just $2,000 from $10,000. And we need that fast travel, because for the intel gathering mission, the game will give you one of 5 random spawns, all of which are up in Blaine County. Ideally, you want Lago Zancudo, as it will be the quickest trip to the southern part of the map, which is where Cayo Perico is located. However, sometimes Rockstar just hates you and will give you the Vellum spawn in Procopio Beach, which is the furthest point up north, and it takes you about 6 minutes just to fly to the yellow Cayo Perico dot, even with fast travel on your Kasatka. However, there is a way to game the system here and force it to give you a better spawn. For this, you want to park your Kasatka at San Chiansky before you initiate the intel gathering from your planning screen. Then there's a high chance that the game will give you one of the grapeseed spawns, which is not as good as Lago Zancudo, but it's still way better than flying all the way from Procopio Beach. And for the next tip, I'm going to ask you to fly your Vellum in first person. No, not because first person makes you go faster, but because you can monitor the altimeter more easily. See, you want to make sure that needle goes past the 900-foot mark on the dial, which means taking it past the number 9. This is the sweet spot, as it gives you minimal air resistance and you'll fly to Cayo Perico a whole lot faster. Also, make sure your landing gear goes up as soon as you take off, otherwise you won't be able to climb very well, and it's just going to generate drag and slow you down. Once you're in Cayo, grab this bike in front of you and follow the path that I'm showing on screen in this video. Stay away from the trees and stay away from the bushes, because you're going to get knocked down as soon as you touch one of these things. Once you arrive at this fork in the road with the security camera, what you're going to want to do is cut to the left and then jump over the hill. Then once you do that, drive across this other road and you'll find yourself facing the infamous checkpoint that's been the downfall of many newbies over the last 5 years. But I'm about to give you a simple trick to beat this checkpoint. Simply floor the throttle on your Manchez dirt bike and use this rocky hill as a stunt ramp for you. It's going to send you straight over the checkpoint and you'll land safely on the other side. The guard on the tower has to be looking in the other direction as you approach the ramp, otherwise you'll get caught. But even if you change direction mid-jump, you're still good to go, because he won't be able to detect you in time before you land. Then you could take the path on the right throughout the plantation, but I prefer this path on the left right here. Once you arrive at the tower, check the base to see if there's a guard standing there on your minimap. If there's a guard nearby, it means the communications box is somewhere on the upper levels. So open it, solve the simple math puzzle, and hack into El Rubio's CCTV cameras. If you don't know how to do this puzzle, it's really simple. On the left, you have 3 numbers, and on the right, you have 3 multipliers. The multipliers are 1x, 2x, and 10x, but sometimes the game will just give you 1 and 2 times multipliers, like in this case. Our target voltage is 25, which means the sum of all multiplications has to add up to 25. So I used 9 times 1 plus 4 times 2 plus 6 times 1, or 9 plus 8 plus 6, which gives us 25. It shouldn't take you more than 10 seconds for this puzzle, but then once you're in the CCTV feed, move right 3 times to get to the basement level. As you can see, I got the bearer bonds this time, which pays more than tequila and the ruby necklace, but we also have to do the casino safe code prep, which takes longer than the plasma cutter. I'll show you how to do both, so no matter which loot you get, you'll be prepared to get it done quick. Now, all we have to do is scan El Rubio's office for the paintings, and as you can see, there are none in here. So this means the airstrip is locked in as our first stop during the finale. Next, exit the app, open up your menu, and start a new invite-only lobby. This will retain all the progress from your intel gathering mission and spawn you directly inside the Kasatka. You won't have to go back to the airstrip and fly to your Kasatka from LSIA. Just hop into a new session and you're good to go with that. If you did everything right so far, the entire intel gathering mission should be over in approximately 10 minutes. Then I like to do the approach vehicle and weapons before I do my equipment prep. And for the approach vehicle, first you're gonna spawn your Kasatka in Vespucci Beach, then fly over to the police station with your Sparrow and shoot up everyone with homing missiles. Then get on foot, clear out the stragglers, and blow yourself up with an explosive to clear your wanted level. Spawn in your Phantom Wedge, but before you drive away with the long fin, mark this exact spot on your map so you can start driving there while Pavel is yapping on the radio. Seriously, this guy takes 20 seconds or so to give you that dang GPS coordinate set, so manually mark this spot if you want to speed up the long fin prep and you can start driving there. Alternatively, you could also land next to the police station, spawn your wedge, grab the boat, and drive to the docks. Then once you get there, smash through this fence so you don't have to wait for the gates to open, and park your long fin where the yellow circles should be, and get outside, blow yourself up, reset your wanted level, and finish the mission. Both approaches are viable, but I like to clear out the cops so I can drive back in peace without a 3-star wanted level. It just removes any chance of stuff randomly going wrong, but if you manage to drive back to the docks without crashing, I'll say that the second method is going to be slightly faster overall. Next, for weapons, we're going to go with the aggressor loadout, although you can use any loadout you want. It doesn't really matter unless you want a surefire way to deal with the Juggernaut, in which case the assault shotgun in the aggressor loadout is king because it's going to drop the Juggernaut within 2 to 3 seconds. So the game's probably going to give you the Merryweather HQ first. It took me 2 retries before I got 707 Vespucci. If you get Merryweather HQ, simply join a new session and keep doing so until you get the Penrose building or 707 Vespucci. Trust me, it's a whole lot faster than following that stupid helicopter around the map. Then what you're going to want to do is land on the roof of the office building. Never go in through the front door. It's way too messy and you'll likely die before you get to the weapons. Then equip a silenced weapon, shoot this glass door open, pop this one enemy in the head, and take out 2 more enemies who are chatting next to the telescope. Then what you're going to want to do is shoot this guy who's standing behind the desk, hack the laptop, and when you escape, make sure to always choose the roof option because that's where we left our Sparrow. In case you mess up, you can still summon your oppressor and fly back up to the roof, then return to the Kasatka in your Sparrow. If you're quick enough, you can start flying before the enemy buzzards find you. Otherwise, pull out your railgun, shoot them down, and then fly back to the Kasatka. If you did everything properly here, both the weapons and the approach vehicle preps will be done in 10 to 12 minutes. So that leaves us with about 18 to 20 minutes for the rest of the prep work, which is more than enough. First, I'm going to show you how to do the casino safe code mission. If you got some other primary loot, feel free to skip ahead to this timestamp here. So the safe code prep can be done in one of 2 ways. Either you have a penthouse in the casino, in which case you can enter from the roof elevator, or you don't have a penthouse, in which case you'll enter through the front door, go down to the parking lot, and take the key card from the trunk of this yellow Lampadati Tauros. The penthouse approach is obviously faster, but the main hurdle is finding the security chief because he can spawn in one of 3 random locations, and you never know for sure where he's going to be. One trick I've tried is mentally drawing a line from where I get out of the elevator to where the guards spawn. If they spawn on my right, I take the right door. If they spawn to my left, I take the left door. This has worked more often than not, so I definitely suggest you give it a try as well, and let me know if it works for you. The left side leads to the bar as well as the office room, and the security chief can spawn in either of these 2 places. The right door leads to a bedroom, and I recommend going right first because it only takes 5 seconds to check the bedroom and see if he's in there. If not, you can check the office room, and finally the bar, which is the furthest location. In my case, the security chief spawned in the bar. I was also playing on a new account, which meant I didn't have the penthouse elevator access, so I had to enter through the ground floor. But I was able to complete the mission in a respectable time because I blew myself up right after grabbing the code. And if you do what the game tells you, which is exiting the casino, you'll have to fight a small army of security guards, and you'll also have cops on your tail right as you exit through the back door. But if you blow your character up, you'll complete the mission and lose the wanted level at the same time. Now let's talk about the plasma cutter prep. For this, you'll visit an office building first, but instead of taking a photo of the whiteboard, what you should do is enter the building, take 2 steps forward, pull out your phone, and grab a snapshot of literally whatever's in front of you. Then turn around and exit the building. Pavel Novel's gonna yap for a while, but by the time your Sparrow's rotor blades are spinning up, you'll have the GPS data on your map. Fly there, turn all these bad guys extra crispy with your homing missiles, and fly back out. Mission complete in under 5 minutes. For the cunning torch, you just need to find a hard hat, which should be somewhere close to the construction site. It's usually placed atop a table or a stack of plywood and is yellow in color. If you can't pick it up, turn around, walk a few steps back, then retry. With this hard hat, as long as you don't bump directly into the guards, you'll be invisible to them and you can fly away with the torch, completing this mission in 3 to 4 minutes max. For the fingerprint cloner mission, you go into the first building, shoot an RPG at the opposite wall without walking forward, and you'll kill everyone in that room. Maybe one guy survives, but it's rare and you could just shoot the survivor. It's faster than fighting all 4 guys. Then place the sticky bomb on this wall and hack into the laptop. Once the hack is complete, you'll need to blow yourself up to spawn outside. Then visit the second location and grab the cloner, which should be on the last table. Then as you exit before getting into your Sparrow helicopter, you can summon your Kasaka through the interaction menu to bring it closer to your location. Then just fly there and you should be done with the whole thing in 5 minutes. If we add up all of our prep times, we get about 40 minutes, which is not bad at all. Now for the finale, you want to hit the airstrip first, grab the loot on both the bottom and top floor. I recommend checking the top first because occasionally you'll get 2 stacks of coke and that will fill up your loot bag. If your bag isn't full after the first hangar, give the second one a visit. It's just across the airstrip and all you have to do is shoot this camera and kill this guard. Then in the main compound, follow the path I'm showing right here, stick to the right along this wall, and when you get to the palm trees, what you're gonna need to do is take a left. Then jump over the wall, get past the fountain, and if you want to be extra safe, you can leave this guard, or if you want a gate key to drop, then kill him, but only when he turns to the right. If you kill him before he turns into this little spot behind the wall, his body will be spotted by the Juggernaut, but a lot of people recommend just keeping him alive. Then you'll need to make your way up the stairs, and when you see this guy, pistol whip him instead of shooting him because your bullets can actually phase through the walls there and alert everyone underneath. Then simply grab your loot, hop over this wall to make a keyless exit, and drive this dirt bike into the ocean for an easy escape. If you want a more detailed stealth guide for the finale, I already have a video on that, so check that out. This is just a brief summary for the sake of this video. And if you want a 1-week early access to all my new GTA Online guides, which I have plenty of and I'll be coming out with way more in the near future, they're all going to be just as informative as my Cayo Perico ones. You should definitely become a channel member. And there you have it. That's my guide on how to do all the Cayo Perico prep missions as fast as humanly possible. Remember, this is strictly for money making, so I tried to keep it practical here. I know there are speedruns with sub 20-minute timings, but to do that, you'll need to use tricks like job warping and spawn blocking, things like that. My guide is just going to be for the average player out there. This can apply to anyone, even someone who's only played this game for a couple of weeks or honestly, even a couple of days. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys found this video informative. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and you want to see more GTA 5 online content just like this. As always, I will catch you guys in the next GTA Online video. Also, check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.